Then you now have 23, which is sale of impounded livestock. That's what already we're just mentioning. If after 7 days you don't come, it is sold, and the money goes into the consolidated revenue account of the state government. It goes in there. Then 24 says establishment of livestock special task force. If you saw some persons on the way to Agatu with guns, they could be most likely the civil defense.
No, they're not the civil.
And if they are not the civil defense,
They
then they are the livestock rangers and the forest guards. The law is very clear. You have the section 24, establishment of livestock special task force. There shall be established a special livestock open grazing prohibition task force for the state with units in each local government area of the state. Then enforcement is section 25. The livestock special task force shall enforce the provisions of the law and the guidelines and regulations of the department regulating and controlling livestock in the state. You have section 26 is about composition of the task force. Then, of course, section 27 is on regulations and guidelines.
Some of the,
yes.
Just like what I said,
yes.
I saw them carrying
yes.
on.
That's why I'm getting there. You now find that there are teams that you have the volunteer guard, which is different from the livestock guard. Then you have community vigilante, which is also different. You have the civil defense. Sometimes you find these 4 organizations working together. In fact, you could even have the police, the mobile police force, the regular police, plus these other 3 organizations moving together. Now, wherever you see any of these agencies carrying firearms, then the law permits them to carry firearms in Benue State. Okay. And the law permits them to carry firearms, and they do it specifically with the consent of the police force of Benue State. That's why I say the ones you see, if you see people with arms, then they have a legal backing. Because it's something open, like you saw them in the open. It's not secret. The police know they are there. The DSS know they are there. So any group at any particular point in time, it means they are going into a particular area that is highly dangerous. Because these people that they are apprehending, not just in Benue State, just on the road, it's not just on the road. We had a situation before Governor Otom, the governor before Governor Samuel Otom, Governor Gabriel Suswam. He was going to Guma. There was a crisis with very criminally minded herders. And he was going there to see how he could talk to the people. And he was ambushed. The governor had to run away with his own protection. He had to run away. That's the governor. If the governor is not safe on a Benue road, then, I mean, you and I, you just know how dangerous it is. There have been shootouts like that. And, you know, about last year or so, there was this big story that Governor Otom had to run about 15 kilometers away. Some people say it's true. Some say it's not true. But the thing is, it's quite risky. A villager goes to his farm, and he has to run out just to save his life. So at any point in time, it looks like it's a good, normal situation, but you could be attacked. You could be attacked. So when you see the security agencies now not just merely wearing uniforms and carrying whistles, but they are having some arms, you know that the situation is bad. We have 2 situations going on at the same time in Benue State. There is a criminally minded element, then there are herders who are afraid of cattle rustlers and any other person attacking them. So, and you find these 2 groups, they could be bearing arms. In most cases, the farmers don't have these arms. They are carrying their machetes, and a few of them might be holding knives or any other thing that they carry to the farm. But where you meet these criminally minded persons who are well armed and they are in a group, and they are well armed, you discover that when the police is going after them, they have to make a much more elaborate arrangement as far as their own ability to rebuff the ability to rebuff the attackers could be. So it's not strange seeing some persons with weapons. But the good thing is that all of them are under authority. They are all known. Their movements are known. The Commissioner of Police knows where they are going. There's no movement of the agencies enforcing the ranches establishment law in Benue State that is not known to the Commissioner of Police.
Let's talk about the composition.
The composition, yes. You have the Livestock Special Task Force shall comprise the following. That is the special advisor to the governor on security. That's why I told you he's a chairman. So it's not just any other person. The governor's special advisor on security is chairman of the special task force. Then the state chairman of the Benue State Community Volunteer Guards is also a member. Then a representative of the Commissioner of Police is a member. A representative of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. That's why I told you that, you see, there are so many agencies in it. A representative of the State Director of the DSS. A representative of the State Chairman of the Nigerian Legion of Ex-Servicemen. A representative of the TIV and Idoma Traditional Councils. Then a representative of the Commissioner of Agriculture, not below the rank of a Deputy Director as a Secretary. This is the task force.
Yes.
This is the enforcement.
Yes.
Now you have a committee. This is the coercive side of it. Now you have a committee for this whole law, which comprises officials of Mieti Allah, the cattle breeders, the mostly Hausa, Fulani, and other cattle breeders association. They have their representatives. So each time there is a meeting on this law, then all these stakeholders come into play. And you notice that the committee here is not as the list is not as long as ordinarily it would be. So you find when there is a meeting, you hardly see any meeting in Government House or in any of the local governments where they are discussing anything about this law that you will not have Cattle Breeders Association members there, up to 5 different organizations. Because most people think that the only people that have livestock in Benue State are either Hausa or Fulani or Kanuri. But that's not the case. There are lots of Benue people that have cattle. And there are many Benue people that have cattle that are under the care of even Fulani herders. Because a lot of the Fulani young men are specialists. Just like you see Igbo young men are specialists in trading. Benue young men are specialists in farming yam and cassava. You have some Fulani young men, a lot of them, who are not the city Fulani, who are also specialists in herding cattle, because it's a specialization. So you find people recruiting them to take care of their cows. So you have ranches within Benue State owned by Benue people, Idoma people, Tiv people, Igede people, or Igbos and Hausas, Kanuri, that are managed by Fulani specialists. They are professionals in that area. So we've lived normally in this area. Like I said earlier in this interview, it is the militarization of cattle herding that brought the cracks in relationship. If not, it was a highly symbiotic relationship where you are happy that Fulani people, if you go to Ado local government, for instance, or you've been to Agatu local government, there you find situations where Fulani people have been there for up to 150 years. In Ado local government, they are registered as voters. They hold meetings with the elders. When the elders council is holding a meeting, if there's a cultural festival, the Fulanis are there. And as I told you, they speak Idoma language. In many parts of Tivland, they speak Tiv language. Agatu has a special, very beautiful Idoma dialect, and you see the Fulanis speaking the Agatu dialect of Idoma language. So they are well established. Those that are not criminals are well established in our communities. And they are already part and parcel. People look at the Fulani or the Hausa who do business in cattle in Benue State as if they are strangers. No, they are not strangers. We know them, and they know us. I have Fulani people that come to my house. They stay in my house. They stay over. The young girls, particularly these ones that sell no. They come into town. We know their husbands. We know the fathers. We know the mothers. We know the children. Some go to school. Some go to normal schools. Some go to evening schools and adult schools. So the relationship is not as strained as people want to make. We are not always at war. But once in a while, when the criminal elements enter the scene, then everything changes. And you see, when you start hearing gunshots in your village in the night and everybody's running and your village is burning, you don't care who is the Fulani man without a gun and the Fulani man with a gun, or the Hausa man without a gun, or the Kanuri man, or the Igbo man, or the Yoruba man, or the Idoma man, because anybody could be invading your village in the name of herdsmen. So that's the situation. So the composition is this way. But anytime there is a meeting about the whole issue of the Benue ranching law, then all stakeholders are brought, because it's not only people coming from far away that are raising or rearing livestock in Benue State. We have our own people. The anti-open grazing law, as people call it, which, of course, as I told you, we prefer to call it the ranching law, covers Benue people as it covers any other person.